As you manually enter each statement, you may also decide to finalize them as you go. Finalizing them is a process of applying the service team rules, creating a receipt of payment for those commissions, finalizing the statement to signify it is processed and closed. These steps need to be followed very specifically in order to make sure that each one of the statements is closed properly, the commissions are applied properly, and then you're able to produce the producer payable statements. If you're not inside of the commissions already, then simply click on the Policy Management tab, go to the sub-tab of commissions and click on Statements. That will bring you into your list of statements that you have. If you're not already in the sorted month period, then you can simply click on this icon up here at the very top, the little calendar, come down to date range, sort these to the date range that you need. I want September 1st through September 30th. You simply change the months here, clicking these arrows, and then this will show you this is where we're going. Is this is the to, this is the from. So this is the range that you want it. You want it from, I should say from to. You want it from September 1st through September 30th in this specific example. So I want that, so I do that, and then I click on Apply. Now, while you're also sorting these, if you would like, you can also select Statement Status and click on Open. Then it will only show you the statements that are left open. So if you have a list of statements that are maybe 20 statements, 30 statements, 5 statements, whatever, they will fall off this list after you finalize each and every one of the individual statements as you move forward. So let's go ahead and finalize this statement right here. And how you do that is you simply click on over here where it's got actions, click the little drop down right there, and click on Edit Details. You don't want to click on Finalize there because you may have steps left to do. The first step that you need to do is you will click on Update Commissions. Click on this Update Commissions button here. Whenever you get this prompt, click on OK. And then what it's going to do is it's going to make sure that the commission rules are applied for every one of these policies. Once you've done that, I suggest that you click on this arrow here and just look through it to make sure that it has indeed applied the commission rules. If you have a lot of transactions on one invoice, you may need to give it a little bit of time. It may take a few moments for it to update in the screen here. Once you do that, click on approve here. Not approve. Click on policy number to just sort it back and forth to make sure that you can see everything is indeed applying commission rules. Once you've done that, and also you see that everything has already been matched here as well, that you cycle through and make sure that everything is actually matched, then simply click on the approve button here. You can individually select them if you want to, but if you just click here, it will select everything in your statement. Obviously, we have just one item here, but you may have statements that probably have, 20, 30, 50, 100, maybe more transactions, and this would just be a much quicker way. Once you do that, basically you're saying, okay, I have applied the rules, I've verified it, and I'm basically locking it in here. The next step is to create your receipt by simply clicking on the Create Receipt button. What you're doing here in this step is that you're telling the system, I've received this money. I have actually received this money. I've got this statement. Not only do I have the statement, but I've received the money from the insurance company. Or if you owe money to them, I've paid money to the insurance company. By doing this, you'll see whenever you actually do the producer payables that there's an option where you can select, I only want to pay for what I've received for. This is letting the system know I've received the money for this. If you haven't received the money for this yet, then you can make it wait until you do actually receive the money to pay. So it's got farmers $1,500. It's automatically filling this information. It's going to automatically use this date, but if you're behind or something like that, you can pick when you're actually running it. Let's say that we did that then, but we're actually running it on October 5th. You just select that date. If you want to enter a comment section, you can there. Here you can choose a different option. A lot of times I'll use cash if it's going to be for a payout check or a credit EFT. This is going to be up to you, but if you use a check, this is where you're going to, it'll create a cash receipt item that you'll then need to enter into a deposit later. If you want to automatically just take a shortcut and automatically create individual deposits for each and every one of these, such as if they are individually paid to you by automatic draft, then that would be a credit EFT. Then you're going to simply click here and click the income account. I've got set up here company income bank account is what I've got set up here. This may actually be your primary bank account, trust account, or something else, depending on your agency setup. But depending, if you're not actually tying this to your system and you just really want to use it for some sort of record system, you may create a company income bank statement as well as also a producer payable account. I'm sorry, I said statement, but I meant account there. Then you can kind of keep up with it there. Once you choose whatever way, then you click on save. That's going to record that payment. I've received that money. And you click on OK. Once you've done that, you'll notice that the finalize statement button has become green, letting you know that, okay, you've done everything up to this point. Now you need to just finalize it. Once you click that, it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to finalize it? You click OK. Give it a moment. It will process, and then it will exit you back out to here. Now remember how I told you to show open statements only? So you notice how we had two statements before, now we only have one. We only have one left because it's the only one that's left open. Now if you want to go back and review all of them or just close, you can simply click on all and it'll show you everything including the closed statement. See, two closed statements, one open.